10, 219, 219.
Forward Progress, a Chicago Bears podcast with Dan Bernstein and Matt Abaticola on 312 Sports.
We give you Forward Progress here on 312 Sports. I'm Dan Bernstein. That is Matt Abaticola. And
Hello.
The Chicago Bears are now 5-3.
After 2 quarters, Dan, of the season, the Bears are now 5-3.
And coming off a memorable win, however you want to slice it. Now that we're fully recovered from having lived through that, and still watching that Colston Loveland play over and over again, it's amazing that he stayed upright. However, those forces, watch it again.
Yeah, I just watched it, actually, and it was an unbelievable throw by Caleb. Perfect throw. Catches the ball within a triangle of 3 defenders. They were waiting for that defense the entire game to unleash that play and that route. Throws a beautiful ball, beautiful catch, gets hit he's bounced around between 3 defenders and is surprised to still find himself on his feet.
It almost looked like something from an action movie when the bad guys, first of all, they can never shoot. You're always seeing the little ricochets and the bullets all around the protagonist, but they're always bad at shooting. And then when they try to grab, it's like they're so close. I don't know how he came out of that. I don't.
Yeah. But
he did, and I'm not going to forget that play. We'll debate forever. Maybe later the Bears.
Hey, 8th best team in the NBA.
Stop. They're not.
8th best team, baby. Leading the East. Let's go.
According to one power. That's why you don't bother with power rankings, because that's crazy town. But it's certainly fun, I can tell you that. But we'll remember that Colston Loveland play as the first time we're like, okay, first round draft pick. They had just embarrassed him with the graphic that compared him to Tyler Warren. And then what did Archuleta say? He's like, and it's great that Colston Loveland doesn't get bothered by these things. So like, what? Production?
Yeah.
He's not concerned about how many yards he has.
I think he was saying he doesn't get bothered by comparisons.
Well,
maybe that's what he was going after.
I would like my players to be bothered by lack of production. I would like my players to be very concerned with, am I catching footballs and scoring points in football games?
So did he get more opportunities because Cole Kmet went out?
Don't know.
With a bad head? And if so, okay, fine, I get it. But if not...
By bad head, you mean traumatic brain injury?
Yes.
Okay, just confirming.
If not, then why is this taking so long? Why are we not calling... And Ben Johnson said last week he needs to call other routes, other plays where other guys are the primary receivers, more than just Roma Dunze. If that's the case, why not sooner? If that's what this kid can do, catching the ball, why not sooner then?
He will say, and has said, that he was waiting for a very specific coverage. And I loved how he phrased that. Hunting the coverage. Hunting it. Sniping it. Waiting to find that opportunity. Who knows? Had it been Cole Kmet and he got that coverage, would he have run it from the same place on the field, the same call, the same thing with that guy? I don't know. Yeah,
and I don't mean just I'm not talking about that play only specifically and that touchdown. I just mean the targets.
I think their targets are actually up over last year when it comes to tight end percentage.
Okay, our Loveland's where Loveland's. I guess I can just look at all this stuff. I just think if this kid has this ability, which we've talked about, and which is why they drafted him in the top 10 of the first round. Why is he not getting more opportunities and more targets?
Sometimes it's really hard as a rookie.
And
tight end is a really difficult position.
You remember the first pass that Caleb Williams threw in that game?
It was that on the boot?
It was a seam route to 85.
Yes.
And what did he do? He dropped it.
Yep.
It was a good pass. Hit him in the hands.
Okay, your point?
Point is, if the dude's not going to make those catches, stop throwing him the damn ball. If he's helping your run game out more, great. Then let him do that.
Blocking really well.
And he has been. And I know Colston needs to pick up his run block game a little bit. He did okay. He got in guys' ways yesterday, which is fine. But if he has those hands and that ability to catch and run, let's get him the ball. Let's get him more targets then.
And we definitely don't need more mic time for Colston Loveland. We'll get to that in just a second. Here's a little note. Nate Tice of the Athletic Football Show put this out. The Chicago Bears' explosive play rate, and I believe this is a percentage of plays that go for 20 or more yards.
That's correct.
That's considered an explosive. It's a word you hear Ben Johnson use all the time about wanting more explosives. It is his fundamental philosophy of offense. They're at 14.1%. Where do you think that ranks currently in the NFL?
Well, I'm going to go with my original guess and say number 1.
You're correct. The Chicago Bears, by percentage, have the most explosive offense in the NFL midway through year 1 of Ben Johnson. I thought that was significant. That's running plays, that's passing plays, however you want to count those 20-yard chunks. And boy, the Bengals seem to have a season's worth yesterday. The Bengals were as explosive as I can imagine. My guess is that's got to be the record this year. It's got to be the high this year for one team in a game.
I'm sure
it did to the Bears.
That what the Bears, when it was 24-20 with 8:11 to go in the third, the explosive plays at that point were the Bengals 5, the Bears 1. That, again, not going to, a win is a win is a win in the NFL. They're all hard to get. But I
heard
dude,
Ben Johnson say that. You never apologize for a win. I believe I heard him say that.
He said something different, but that was apparently edited on their social media. But
prudes.
Number 5, catching that ball. That dude is just, man, if they had, like we said this yesterday in the postgame, and if you don't join the postgame show, give us a listen.
You're missing out.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
You're missing out.
It's a lot of fun.
Raw nerves and
heavy breathing,
heavy real emotion.
Go to Forward Progress, our YouTube channel, and we stream live after every Bears game. So we'll have one this Sunday right around 3:00 after the Bears-Giants game is over. But watching Higgins and watching Jamar Chase, if they had any semblance of a defense that's an NFL defense, that would be something.
Forward Progress is always brought to you by Beer Church Brewing, New Buffalo's brewery, a pizzeria in a historic church, wood-fired Neapolitan pizza, small batch craft beer, brunch every day. Visit beerchurchbrewing.com. We have a lot of Bear. I know you're going to do that this weekend.
Can't wait, I'm so excited.
We've got a lot of Bears sound coming your way, some NFL news and notes, and a little bit of Bears history that I thought was fascinating.
Okay. Is this make me feel bad? It's because usually Bears history makes me feel bad.
I don't think so.
Okay, all right, good. Because
normally I do that to you.
I give you something from Bears history, and it makes you feel bad.
Well, what did I say last week? I said it was a Bears all-time sacks list that I said had all the Hall of Famers on there. That was not one of the Bears lists that makes you want to throw up.
Yes,
this is not
one of those.
You're fine. It's okay to eat
because it's a Victory Monday.
It is okay to eat before we do this little bit of Bears history. It's celebratory.
All right, you want to get in some audio?
I can't wait.
All right, so let's do the locker room stuff first. This is post-game locker room. All right, this is Ben Johnson being Ben Johnson at his best.
Hell yeah!
Hold up a second. Oh, no, I found it. 5 right there!
Okay, can you pause it? Yes. Pause it. So what happened there? Okay, so Ben Johnson, he acted as if he had misplaced something in his pockets, and he was shuffling around in his hand here and hand. Look, where is it? Like patting himself down, and there's like, I found it, and he pulls out 5 fingers.
He found 5.
Right. So I've done that before, where I said, you know what? I've got something that. Wait, I can't find it. Oh, here it is.
Yeah, it's a 1.
And it's a specific 1, but he did it with the 5. And
because it was 5 wins.
Right. Cute.
Found it.
5 and 3, and I know it wasn't pretty. But don't apologize for a win in this league, guys.
That's right.
Don't apologize. We did what we had to do. We said we had to go 3-1 in the second quarter, and we did that. Yes, sir. We'll talk about the next quarter coming up tomorrow. Don't worry about that quite yet, all right? Enjoy this win. It took all 60 minutes for that one. Here's what I know about this group. Here's what I know. If it is close in the fourth quarter, you better watch out.
You better fucking watch out.
Now,
Okay,
we got
yeah.
two game
I
balls
will.
here, all right? First one's going to be this. 26 carries. Monangai, 176 yards. 6.8 average.
I appreciate everybody in this room, man. It's my first start. Nobody knew what I was going to do, but I told you I was going to step up to the plate. Whatever I got to do to get there.
Yes, sir. 6 catches.
Who keeps saying yes, sir?
I think it's Caleb.
Caleb keeps saying yes,
I think
sir?
so. That was my initial thought to it.
Oh, it might be.
Yeah, because he's
Good ear.
right. He's right behind Ben Johnson. He's right behind him.
Okay.
So maybe,
All right,
maybe
okay.
it's Caleb.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
118 yards, 2 touchdowns. Colston.
There's your guy now.
Listen to this. You want to hear a stirring speech?
Hey, I appreciate you guys. I love you guys, bro. Like, this is so fun. We got to keep winning. Just keep going in, working every day. Yes, sir. Let's keep it rolling. Yes,
Here we go. Good, better, bad. Never let it rest. Good gets better. He better gets better. Bears on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Colston Loveland.
So, by the way,
Captain Basic.
So when he
Thank you.
enters the center of the room,
Win games, and let's keep going, and this is fun. San Dimas High School football rules.
I will say that he entered the center of the room by doing the
The gritty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just keep that in
Oh,
mind.
no. He hit the gritty.
He was hitting the gritty.
Yes.
For sure.
He hit the gritty.
And it's funny because I'm watching that and I'm like, he's not that far off from like a lot of the boys I'm around in the football program.
Oh, tell me about it.
And I looked at his face and I'm like, oh,
He's a giant child. Yes.
he still is a child.
Totally.
Yes. Still is a child.
I keep thinking that looking
good
at some
for
of the
him.
pitchers in the World Series.
Oh, I know. Well, what was what's
Trey
Trey
Savage?
Savage? What is he? 21?
22,
22?
I think, but they keep showing his parents. And,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But Colston Loveland, you guys are awesome. And does somebody want to come over and play Madden later?
I'll get you online.
Right. That's how I was thinking.
Bring Doritos this time.
Yeah, bring Cool Ranch, and we're going to do a rebuild. And I also have red Gatorade.
All right, we have more audio from the Bears postgame. Ben Johnson, of course, he's always the first one to meet the media, and these are Ben's opening comments on what took place in that 47 to 42 victory of 89 points.
Overall, just really proud of the group and how resilient they were. There's a number of things that weren't pretty, that weren't clean, and yet I think what you learn about this group through the first half of the season is that they are an extremely resilient bunch. They show up and they're going to fight you all 60 minutes, and they really don't waver. I give them a lot of credit for their poise. With the way that game went, you're up 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, and they get the onside kick, they take the lead, and it's easy to fold. And our guys didn't do that. They kept the faith and found a way to come out on top. And so there'll be a lot of tape that we can coach off of and we can clean up. I think the best thing is you go in the locker room and it's an exciting win like that, and yet there's a number of guys that are pretty disappointed with how they played. And so I think that's the sign of a good football team is they can recognize it immediately, and we're going to be able to clean it up and get it fixed. So, you don't apologize for winning in this league. It's too hard week in and week out, especially on the road. And so, it's as a coach, you don't take these things for granted.
Yeah, you shouldn't. But it's not the sign of a good football team. I mean, you got lucky. You got lucky that you played a shitty team. I mean, the worst defense in football, man.
So you're asking him to apologize for a win. He's not going to do that.
I'm not. But I'm just like, that's not the sign of a good team.
Did anybody else think this too?
Be like, hey, you know what? They gave us this opportunity. We took it from them. We didn't play our best. We got the win.
That's the way we became resilient bunch.
That's it. Did you say resilient bunch?
Resilient bunch. Resilient bunch. Sorry.
That's all right. No, don't be sorry. You know who?
I don't have to apologize for a Gen X reference.
You shouldn't be sorry for having fun in life, because too many people they stop having fun in life. Dan,
do they?
Yeah. Ben Johnson's not though. He definitely Ben Johnson has a lot of fun. He really does. He likes having fun.
Hell yeah!
Hell yeah, I do. All right, Ben Johnson was asked about Caleb Williams and his performance.
Here's what I know is he threw some touchdowns. He didn't throw any interceptions, and I thought he used his legs to help us extend drives as well. So I was pleased with that.
All right, threw some touchdowns, didn't throw any interceptions, and he used his legs to extend some plays. How about on running back Kyle Monangai?
I'm not surprised. That's kind of
about his performance.
Who he's been since he's been here. Very reliable. He's going to do what you're coaching. I think he's hard to bring down. I think that showed up. What he was in Rutgers was the bell cow for that team, and he proved today that he can carry that load if called upon.
Yeah, it was a great game for Kyle Monangai. And again, we can talk about the defense. One of the worst defenses in the league.
Well, you're having a really difficult time enjoying this, aren't you?
No, I know. I'm enjoying a great deal. I'm just going to say, despite all of that, you still got to go out and carry the ball and execute and run. And you got to break tackles, and you got to not give up and not stop. And he did that. He did that regardless of what the competition was. This is still the NFL. You've still got to go out and do it and execute plays. And he did that time after time after time. And that's great. That's great for him. And I'm really, really happy that Kyle Monangai had this game.
And what I like is that now you have a percentage of Giants practice time where Brian Daboll needs to say this week, hey, it's going to take more than one person to wrap this kid up. His legs keep moving. We need to swarm to the ball. Be aware of where he is. Be aware of how many tacklers need to be responsible for him. And this is asking a lot. All the more reason why Caleb Williams has to get better at fakes. He's okay. He has gotten better. He is getting better. But I really want him to get that sleight of hand, that a little bit of the acting, a little bit of the more of the body language, a little bit more of a trust in the fake, because that's going to matter. That is going to buy you some accuracy margin for error.
No, you're right. And now don't be confused that I didn't enjoy the win, because no, I'm just saying but here's the thing, because I'm approaching it different, Dan. Because I have to. Because
high expectations.
I have high expectations for Caleb Williams, but we went into this game saying Caleb needs to be a reason why the Bears win the game. Okay,
and he was,
and he was. I need to slow my roll a bit, not lower my expectations, but slow my roll as far as when that's going to appear on a consistent basis. Because I want it to happen sooner than it's going to happen.
I want it to happen in playoff games.
And unless I can bring that down for myself, I'm going to make myself crazy watching these games, because I want to see him perform better on a consistent level sooner than it's going to happen.
I get it. Neither one of us is grading him on a curve. He's not being graded as a Bears quarterback. And even though we will make comparisons about what he's doing in Bears history, that would be silly and insulting to compare the number one overall draft pick under Ben Johnson to a history of Bears quarterbacks.
Correct.
I'm not doing that.
No, and I don't want to. And I need to stop going hard in on it, because it ruins my enjoyment of watching the games.
No, I don't want you to get too self-critical about this. Keep doing what you're doing. I was just messing with you.
I know. No, I know you. I know you are. But it's just, for me, I want him to perform at a level that not many quarterbacks perform in the NFL right now. And he's just not doing it. He's not doing it at my speed. And it can't happen at my speed. I can't have that happen. but I believe he will get there. And it's going to take longer than I want it to. And it's frustrating. It frustrates me, Dan, to see him in the pocket go through his progressions and then turn around and do 360s, and it's like the circus music starts.
I want to take your line that I will get there, because the same applies this weekend to Beer Church Brewing.
I will get there.
Oh, you will. You will get there, and you will be there. I know, because plans are being made. It's taking teams of people to prepare for your arrival, and we've already gone through that. But I can't wait to hear what you think of Beer Church, because I tell you about it all the time. It's just the quick trip from Chicagoland in Northwest Indiana to the Civil War era church that's in the middle of what constitutes downtown New Buffalo, Michigan. You cannot miss it when you're driving through, and you should not miss it. It should be a special stop, and not only to go in and watch games on that heated patio where there's screens everywhere you look, but the pizza school. Check it out. Just Google Beer Church Pizza School and see what it is. Book a private class. It could be your fantasy football group. It could be your Bears group chat, or it could be your entire office. They can handle 300 plus for a pizza making party, and you learn all about it. You get all hands on. There's flour all over your hands, and you're throwing the dough up in the air, and you can stretch it and put whatever ingredients you want, and it doesn't take long in that hot wood fire oven, and it comes right out, and then you're eating, and you're drinking the craft brews if you want, or you can do cocktails or wine packages. Lunch or dinner, private, exclusive, whatever you want to do. BeerChurchBrewing.com. And if you just want to go eat, go eat. Take the kids or go hang out for a while and enjoy the hospitality and the incredible food. It's a great vibe. It's great fun. And if you are a beer nerd, there's all kinds of things for you in everything that they learn to make with all of their different craft beers that they've got and seasonal stuff, all kinds of cool cocktails. So go enjoy. Say hi to our buddy John when you're there. Tell him you love the show. It's Beer Church Brewing at beerchurchbrewing.com in New Buffalo, Michigan.
All right, one last cut from Ben Johnson. He was asked about the trick plays, number of trick plays they used in the game yesterday.
I mean, I think we had a lot of plays in general, so we were just cycling through what we felt like would work, and I don't feel like it was any more on a game plan than we normally have.
What was the thinking and why that would work to play with Tyson?
With Tyson?
Pass to Tyson.
Yeah, believe that was off the turnover. Is that correct?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so we had a little momentum. Was looking to piggyback on that. And then it's one of those gadgets where you're throwing it out wide, trying to get some young players on their defense to potentially have bad eyes. We had the ability to throw that ball down the field. They covered it well down there, but then we were able to throw it back across. So,
do you presume on that play and the DJ pass to Caleb that they're going to probably just ignore the quarterback, the starting quarterback, kind of wandering out there?
Well, in man coverage, there's not a defender assigned to the quarterback, and so that can be a good play if you get the right coverage.
See, that's preparation. He wanted to get some young players, get some bad eyes on some things. And so, again, we talked about this yesterday on the postgame show, what they saw in the Jets game as well, that if you get outside the numbers, their edge defense is it's porous. And so they create opportunities, and it just so happened these trick plays they've been working the last few weeks, getting the outside with runs or passes, and you saw Caleb throwing, to the outside of the numbers a lot to get those young players with some bad eyes on plays. I love that terminology.
Don't you think we also, under Ben Johnson, have to learn to talk about them a little differently? He doesn't think of them as trick plays. They're plays. All plays are designed to trick sometimes. All plays are designed to catch the defense, show the defense something they don't know what they're seeing. When things are, the word that was used by Declan Doyle last week, unorthodox, I think I'm used to referring to them as trick plays. I think they're just plays.
They're plays in a playbook that have some particular gadgets.
Again, whatever you want to call it, they're unorthodox. They look a little different, but I don't think he lacks trust in them, and I don't necessarily think he's showing off.
You know what I like about it too is, and you heard him talk there, that you want to use those plays to get downfield, and they were covered downfield. But you see how quickly they progress. All right, that's closed off. Where do we go? Let's go right to it. And there's no hesitation to it. There's no, I got to spin around. I got to look and see what to do. They know exactly what to do. It's that preparation of going over those plays, the repetition of doing it in practice over and over and over again. All right, it's closed off there, immediately here.
On another trick play, their version of Philly special, on which Caleb Williams caught the touchdown pass, I was a little surprised that DJ Moore was so calm with a defender running toward him. If you watch that, there's a moment where the defender's got the angle, and I thought he was going to throw it earlier because as the defender's closing, I thought, okay, now. But DJ was very, very collected in realizing that a couple steps of acceleration, he was going to be able to break that little bit of contain and make an even easier throw, where most non-quarterbacks, given that sort of immediate pressure, are going to try to get rid of the ball.
Yeah, that probably, again, is probably the byproduct of repetition.
Yeah,
and just going over it again. All right, Caleb Williams also met with the media after the game was over, and he talked about getting the win.
We just won in a fun fashion.
How was the emotional experience of the final 2 minutes or so?
For me or for just the team? For me, calm. Speaking to coach throughout the week, we knew that this is an explosive offense. They can score at any moment. They can score. He said it before the game, a day before the game or so, that we get up by 2 touchdowns. Don't feel good or comfortable or anything like that. And that's what they did today. I mean, they made plays, and we knew it was going to be a shootout. We knew it was going to be one of those games, and obviously we have to play better on different sides of the balls and things like that. But us coming through in this way, I think this has been really the only way that we haven't this year. And so being able to show all the variety of ways to win the game that we can is really important for our confidence as an offense, as a team, and things like that. And the guys after the game, it doesn't matter that they put up how many ever points they put up. We're all excited for this win. This is a big moment for us, to be able to go into this next quarter of the season 5-3.
Yeah, it also showed the number of ways you can lose a game, too. Special teams and lack of defense and heavy pressure. But it's a win. Oh, it's a win, and a win's a win to win.
The difference between the W and the L buys you all sorts of special treats. When everything happens, the perspective with which we can look back through one lens or the other changes everything. And coaches always say that. Coaches always want to remind you that things bounce weird, and sometimes you make your own luck, and sometimes there's some bad calls that go your way. You're playing outside in the elements. All kinds of things happen. But when Ben Johnson reminded you, you don't apologize. This is why.
Yeah.
This is exactly why.
All right, Bears next quarter, they have these 4 teams: the Giants, at Minnesota, the Steelers, and at Philadelphia. So that's their next quarter of their season. Those 4 games. And the Giants game looks a little different now. The Minnesota game, again, because of this blob season, Dan, Minnesota beats Detroit in Detroit. It just looks different. Everything's different. And then, last night or yesterday afternoon's game, the one I was watching, Bills and Chiefs. I said in our postgame, if the Chiefs could do something in this game at Buffalo, that they would be able to separate themselves from the blob. And they lose 28-21 back in the blob. Are the Chiefs, are the Bills the team that we thought they were going to be? It's one big blob of NFL teams now. And the Bears right now, after 8 games, 5-3, going into this next quarter of the Giants, at Minnesota, the Steelers, and at Philadelphia. All right, Caleb Williams was asked about the pass and catch and run and touchdown by Colston Loveland.
When he calls it, I'm wishing. I know exactly what coverage he was wanting for that one play. Throughout the whole game, we were hunting it the whole game, and in that moment, before actually that moment, we were on the sideline. When him and I were on the sideline speaking, he was like, "I think we're going to get this coverage here in this moment," and it's awesome when you got a coach like that. I think we ended up getting the coverage, and just like I said, threw a solid ball, O-line blocked well, and like I said, Colston made a great play for us.
Now watching that play again, Dan, and again, there's a great pocket created for him to step up and throw the ball. There's a linebacker on the line that drops back into coverage.
Okay.
And something I was critical, I have been critical of Caleb Williams. He does exceptionally well on this play. He drops it right over that linebacker who drops back, and he jumps, extends his hand, and just drops it over his hand right into that basket between 3 defenders. And it's a perfectly thrown ball, and something that he's not done very well in that mid-level of dropping over that first level of coverage in front of the deeper level of coverage. He hasn't done it well.
Correct. He's done a much better job of changing his throwing angle to fit balls in closer to the line of scrimmage. He's been remarkable at that, but especially against the zone drops of being able to find that extra space. And that's what I was talking about before about the sleight of hand. About he can make that easier on himself
yeah.
by pulling the linebacker in one little step in from which the linebacker has to recover or jump a little earlier. That's up to him to make that easier in the way that fake is sold.
Yeah, and he normally would throw that ball higher and leave his receivers victim to being hit by being stretched. Not so in this case. It was a perfectly thrown ball that he drops it within the triangle of those defenders. And the rest is on Loveland to stay on his feet. Jordan Battle, I think he might have had 5 or 6 missed tackles. He was the one who initially hits Colston Loveland on that play. And we talked about their 84 missed tackles going into that game to leading the NFL.
He was bouncing off people.
Yes, he was.
Which is not good if you're a defensive player.
No.
To be in charge of running into something and bouncing off.
Yes.
Bad.
Yeah. And then let's go down to who do we have next?
We have Colston Loveland.
Colston Loveland. He talked about that play that got the Bears the win.
Yeah, man, it was a roller coaster of emotions for sure. But just happy we got the win. Anything. That's what I've realized in the NFL. Anything to get the win. You can't be mad about it. Obviously, got a lot of stuff to clean up, but got the win, and we made it out. So that was big.
What do you think when that play is called and what the play is, that you're the primary read and you kind of see it, walk us through kind of as that's all coming together.
Yeah, plays called, just seeing basically, split safety. So I'm thinking, I got a pretty good chance of getting this ball. Caleb, delivered it right on the money, right in my chest. And then it happened to kind of spin around. It was like, man, I'm still up, so may as well go try to score this thing. But yeah, it was it was tough because if I get tackled, we might not have enough time, I don't think, to clock it or, do that. So it was kind of just an in-the-moment thing.
That was Kevin Fishbane of The Athletic asking the question, and he wrote it up. He wrote up that play from all these different angles and really did a remarkable job of giving that play, which is now on the list of the all-time longest game-winning plays.
Really?
Yeah, I want to say it was 5th. I'll track it down. I think it was Courtney Cronin who had that, but it was look, in a lot of ways that game's an all-timer. It really is. And we're going to get to that late when I'll mention to you the Bears history stuff, but there were a lot of things that happened out there. Here you go. Here's your all-time list. 2009, the Broncos beat the Bengals on an 87-yard touchdown by Kyle Orton to Brandon Stokely. That's known as the Immaculate Deflection. 2018, the Dolphins beat the Patriots on a 69-yard pass, by Ryan Tannehill to Kenyon Drake with a pair of laterals in it. That was the Miami Miracle. 2015, Packers beat the Lions on the 61-yard Hail Mary by Aaron Rodgers to Richard Rodgers as time expired.
Oh, yeah. Remember
the Miracle in Motown.
Yep.
Sunday, Bears defeat Bengals on a 58-yard pass by Caleb Williams to Colston Loveland, and that took its place above 1978. I remember this. Falcons beat the Saints, 57-yard pass, Steve Bartkowski to Alfred Jackson on a tipped ball on the right sideline.
Yeah, there was a lot to remember about this game. A lot. 89 points, right?
89 points.
15 points scored in 49 seconds. Onside kick. Kickoff return. Interceptions that weren't. 3 times defenders running the other way with the ball.
Pick 6 that wasn't.
Yes. It's just so many things. And let's highlight it too, because it was all this week. It was see something, say something. 7 penalties.
What did I say? Remember?
They cleaned it up. You said 6.
Yep.
Right there. But they cleaned it up. I mean, let's take it a step further now, boys. Keep seeing something, keep saying something.
Yep, and get down to my 6.
Get down to 6 for that win.
You didn't hit my 6.
All right, last thing is Kyle Monangai, and he's asked about his day, and I love his. I just love this. This is great.
I think the win was just the craziest part. I think that's the craziest game I've been a part of, and most importantly, that's the most important thing, winning the game. So, yeah, I mean, I think I did some good things, but I'm just glad to be a part of the winning side of that.
When Britton scores his touchdown, you're on the sideline getting taped up, right?
Yeah.
It seemed like you were getting ready to go in on that play. Did somebody stop
you? Saw
you?
that? Yeah. Nah, so yeah, EB told me get the next one, but there was no next one. So, yeah. But now Britt got in, I was happy for him. That was cool.
I love it. So he's getting taped up on the sideline, and he's like, "You were getting ready to go in, weren't you? Well, you saw that. Get the next one. Get the next one."
Yeah, everybody saw it. They showed it on the broadcast. They showed it on the broadcast. And congrats to Britton Brown, too. I had no idea. Did you know he has a degree in computer science from Duke?
Okay.
And a master's in education from UCLA?
I did not know that.
And Kyle Monangai, I believe, was all what conference's record? Big Ten academics in multiple years. They may have the smartest running back room.
Yeah, remember when they had Ian Wheeler in there too?
That's right.
He's a doctor.
Well, not yet, but they might.
Well, studying to be a doctor.
Because
yes.
usually running backs, most football players will tell you, especially offensive linemen, will tell you the dumbest guys on the team are running backs.
Well,
they usually ask any offensive lineman. They'll tell you. They'll say offensive linemen are the smartest because they have to know everything, and they always say they're the smartest. But this is a uniquely intelligent running back room that the Bears seem to have here.
It certainly is, and this is not a shot at all against Colston Loveland. I'm going off the history, the history of the players that have been well known, and that's in this position. I would vote tight end. Might be the least
smartest?
Intelligent.
No, it's not, because they've got to know all the running plays and all the passing plays.
Some of the most successful guys though in the league. I mean, they're in the news a lot.
You don't believe me about Gronk.
I don't. I think you're wrong. I really do.
I don't think
he's playing a bit, man.
I don't think he's dumb.
I don't think he's playing a bit at all.
I just think he's. I don't know. I think he's goofy, but I don't think he's dumb. I don't.
All right.
Wasn't he National Honor Society in high school?
I have no idea.
I think he was. All right. So do you want to do the NFL notes, or do you want to save some of that for tomorrow? Because I have some Bears history stuff.
All right, let's do Bears history stuff.
Yeah, because I think we can work our way around the whole NFL tomorrow.
Yeah, because we'll recap this week too.
Yeah, and we'll know more about injuries after the coaches speak today. Where do you think Kyle Monangai's 176-yard rushing performance ranks all time for single game rushing in the history of the Chicago Bears? Total yardage.
What's the total yards again?
176.
I'm going to say it is number 3.
Number 18.
Oh, seriously?
It's the Bears.
Oh, yeah, well.
It's the Bears.
But that's a lot.
Here's your list of Bears rushing
I think
games.
It'd be that low.
Here's your list of Bears rushing games.
Wait, so is this individual performance or rushing game?
This is individual performance in a game. Most yards by a player in a game.
And 176 is 18.
18th. Wow. This is something of which the Bears can be proud. This is not passing. We're not talking about ugly passing numbers.
Okay.
And I've got another one for you after this, another little bit of Bears history. Number 1, Walter Payton, 275. We all remember that. Matt Forte, 205 in 2011 against Carolina. Walter Payton, 205, also in 77 against Green Bay. Gale Sayers, 205.
I forgot about the Matt Forte.
Gale Sayers in 1968. Number 5, Gale Sayers, 197. Walter Payton, 192. Walter Payton, 192. Rick Caceres, 190 in 1956. Anthony Thomas, which is the best rookie performance, also in Cincinnati, 188.
Oh, so he was close to that.
He was close to the best rookie performance. Walter Payton 183, Walter Payton 183, Walter Payton 182, Willie Gallimore 181 in 1962, Walter Payton 179, Walter Payton 179, Justin Fields 178, 2022 against Miami. That's the game, remember, where Mike McDaniel was like, stop it. Stop it. Remember he came over to the sideline and he ran in and was like, stop it. Walter Payton, 177. And then Kyle Monangai, 176.
That's 18th.
And after that, Walter Payton, 175. And you scroll down this list, I remember this game too. After Payton's Anthony Thomas, Gale Sayers, Jordan Howard checks in at 22 with 167. Matt Forte, 166. And then James Allen, 24th with 163 against the Ravens. And do you remember that game? That was the Ted Marchibroda, you're fired game.
What year was that?
That was 98.
98.
And I think after the game was when Dave Wanstedt called him Tremaine Allen instead of James Allen. Tremaine Allen. James Allen, you talk about bad tackling. That may have been the worst tackling performance I've ever seen from a Ravens defense that had absolutely quit. That barely tried. The very end of the year, nobody even wanted to dive. It looked like the Pro Bowl with the effort that Ravens defense put in. But congratulations, Kyle Monangai at number 18. Now, there's another note in here that had me looking up a little bit of Bears history, and that is the total yardage in the game. The Bears had 576 yards.
576. Let me guess on the Bengals had 515.
They had 5-something. Yeah, it was over 1,000 yards of offense. I don't have it in front of me exactly what the Bengals had. They barely ran the ball.
I think they had like 45 yards maybe.
Yeah, it was something like that. So, the last time, do you know the last time the Bears had close to that many yards?
What was the total again?
Or had more. They actually had more. It was the 6th highest yardage total in the Bears' 1,531 game history, counting the playoffs. They had
6th.
Sixth all time.
Wait, what was the total yards?
576.
576.
The last time they had a game like that, they had 594.
All right, hang on. 594. Was it as recent as a Jay Cutler game?
No.
All right. Was it Eric Kramer?
No.
Are we going way back?
Well, I mean, it doesn't feel way back to me because I remember watching every play.
Oh, was it Jim McMahon?
No.
Really?
It was 1980.
Okay.
And the Packers were fighting for the playoffs. And the Bears ended that fight by beating the Packers 61-7.
So good game.
On December 7th, 1980, the Bears won 61-7. And the Bears had 33 first downs. They rushed for 267 yards. And Vince Evans was 18 of 22 for 316 yards and 3 touchdowns for a perfect rating of 158.3. Mike Phipps even got in as a quarterback, completed both of his passes. Walter Payton had 3 touchdowns and 130 yards, so just a pedestrian total there. Willie McClendon ran for 72. Roland Harper ran for 37. And John Skabinski had 5 carries for 20 yards.
Ooh.
So
John Skabinski's cutting you up for 4 average.
Yep. McClendon had a touchdown to go with Payton's 3. Harper had a touchdown. Your other touchdowns were scored by Ricky Watts, who had 4 catches for 126 yards. Brian Baschnagel, 3 catches for 44 yards and a score. And Robin Earl also.
Oh, Robin Earl
had a touchdown with his 3 catches for 39 yards. Not to be outdone, the defense scored as well. While Gary Fensick had an interception, Len Walterscheid had a pick 6.
Whew.
There you go. There's your little bit of Bears history, and I have visual memories of almost all of those scores.
Do you have the list of the games? The other, so you said that was the 6th most?
Yeah, I don't have the others.
You don't have okay. I'd be curious.
I mean,
to see.
hell, I could go back to Red Grange.
That's what I'm wondering. Yeah. Wow.
But it was an historic Bears day, so remember it. That's Forward Progress, and it is brought to you by Beer Church. So like I say, tomorrow we can take some to really look around the NFL and look into some of the things that happened.
Because it wraps tonight with the Cowboys and Cardinals, so we'll finish that up and then get into the NFL. We'll look at, look at the standings alone.
I know.
Look at the Bears division.
I know. We're in this, right?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
We out here.
Well, it's the most wins of any division in football.
I know.
It's crazy.
Well, we'll enjoy the craziness while we can.
Absolutely.
Right here on Forward Progress from 312 Sports.
10, 219, 219.
Forward Progress. A Chicago Bears podcast with Dan Bernstein and Matt Abaticola on 312 Sports.